Out to the storm watch. Let's take you outside San Francisco, Oakland, Dublin, and San Jose. You can see some of the rain has subsided for now and stopped, but it's certainly made a mess.
We have team coverage. Anne Makovec is in Marin County following some problem spots. But first, meteorologist Mary Lee is tracking conditions right now. Mary?
That's right, Michelle. We are tracking scattered showers and even brief heavy downpours on high-def Dopplers. Let's get right to it. And first, taking you out to the North Bay, you can see that rain over Santa Rosa, St. Helena, Glen Ellen, and then down through Marinwood, San Rafael, Mill Valley, and getting heavy downpour right over you currently. Let's take you out to the East Bay from Pleasant Hill, Walnut Creek, Orinda. We just had some rain that moved over Oakland and then down across the peninsula from Redwood City, Stanford, Palo Alto, Los Altos Hills, over Fremont, and then down across the South Bay. You can see that rain as well. We're also talking about the winds with this weather system here, this strong storm. A wind advisory in effect for the coastline bay and hills, gusts up to 45 miles per hour. So the mountains seeing the strongest winds. And we're going to take you through on Futurecast as we go hour by hour when we'll see things start to ease. And then we're tracking another weather system behind that. We'll time it all out for you coming up. Back to you.
Mary, thank you. Chopper 5 over this warehouse in West Oakland just a short time ago. The pounding rain caused a section of its roof to cave in overnight. This is at 24th and Peralta, and you can see all the debris that fell right through the gaping hole.
And our team coverage continues now with KPIX 5's Anne Makovec, who's live near 101 in Marin County. So, Anne, what are the conditions like there now?
Yeah, pretty good. Some breaks in the clouds. We've seen the sun shining through here. So finally giving folks all around the Bay Area, at least here in the North Bay, at this point, time to dry out. The wind whips around a power line hanging perilously over Panoramic Highway in Marin County, causing the CHP to detour traffic while PG&E secures the pole. One of many trouble spots in the Bay Area this morning, keeping crews busy.
Been out since 1 in the morning.
Among the dozens of calls for this arborist, this willow tree that fell on this truck. He says it is rotten in the middle, which made it easier for the rain and wind to take down.
The leaves didn't come off this yet, and then it rained, so that kind of creates a surface area to catch all the water, which adds more weight to the tree, and then it falls. So
luckily, no one was inside of that truck. And speaking of trees, a mess at this Christmas tree lot in Mill Valley. The wind toppling trees and 2 pop-up tents, sending one flying into the nearby shopping center parking lot. For the cars on the roadways during the heaviest part of the storm, puddles and slick conditions made driving tough. Some decided to avoid it altogether.
I left late this morning because it was pouring when I was going to leave earlier about an hour ago.
But for many, it's good for business.
I'm a landscaper, so I'm running around this morning checking out houses for damage.
The storm took down a lot of dead leaves, making his job a little easier.
It's the one good piece of good news we have.
The reviews on the street, winter is generally welcome.
I'm glad for it, and it should continue, absolutely.
But some advice on those trees. That arborist says that you should consider pruning some of the trees on your property. And if you suspect any of them might have any sort of interior rot, you're going to want to call an arborist out to assess it before we get our next big storm, because the alternative is not good. Live in Mill Valley, Anne Makovec, KPIX 5.
Yeah, definitely not. All right, in Oakland, no way to avoid this huge puddle that formed right at a freeway underpass. This is at 7th and Frontage Road. And from Chopper 5, you could see big rigs splashing all that water as they went right through the flood water.
A close call in San Francisco when winds caused construction scaffolding to collapse in the Sunset District. It happened just before 8 this morning at Taraval Street and 44th Avenue. No one was hurt.
We also saw some problems with cars getting caught in the flood waters this morning. On Highway 9 in the Santa Cruz Mountains, this driver was lucky enough to make it right through without getting trapped.
And in San Jose, at least one driver got stranded in an area that's been a trouble spot for years. Their car got stuck last night in the flooded intersection on Alameda near the Stockton undercrossing around 1:30 this morning. Firefighters were able to walk the driver to safety.
In Daly City, flooding forced the CHP to shut down the John Daly on-ramp to northbound 280 this morning. Luckily, only a few cars had to find another route. The CHP reopened the roadway about an hour later.
On 101 South near the 92 interchange, some localized flooding late last night. CHP advises drivers do not drive through standing water if you can't see the bottom of the roadway.
And a couple of lanes on 580 eastbound near MacArthur flooded. Luckily, drivers used the left shoulder to get around the standing water on the freeway there.
And as you can imagine, the storm is creating headaches at Bay Area airports. A live look right now at SFO, where at least 53 flights have been delayed. Passengers are currently experiencing delays averaging 2.5 hours. Another 20 flights were canceled. At last check, PG&E is reporting just under 3,000 customers without power across the Bay Area, more than 1,100 in the East Bay, 723 in the North Bay, 662 along the peninsula, 419 in the South Bay, and 23 outages in San Francisco.
People heading to the Sierra are being urged to drive with extreme caution. This is what it looked like today along Highway 50 in the community of Strawberry. Drivers were taking it slowly on these slippery roads, being cleared away by all those snow plows. So far, no chain controls or closures along Highway 50 or I-80. And check out these near whiteout conditions already along I-80 at Soda Springs and Castle Peak. Roads and traffic signs mostly buried in all that snow. Remember, you can always track the changing weather on our website, get hour-by-hour conditions, as well as the 7-day forecast and alerts and warnings for your neighborhood. It's all at KPIX.com.